Hey there. So we had our first part of our retreat today, and actually, ayahuasca is going to start tomorrow. But today we had our first part, which was the breath work. And it was an interesting experience. It's really hard to describe, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do it anyways. Yes, this whole thing started with breath work. The next 4 days are going to be ayahuasca ceremonies, and then the last day, Friday, will be another breath work session to kind of close this whole retreat. So it was my first time doing breath work, and I knew a little bit what to expect because my husband has done it before. I had not done this, but then experiencing it was of course different from just hearing from someone else's experience. So here's pretty much how it happened. So at first, our instructor here at Rythmia explained us how it's going to be, like what are we going to do, what it's going to look like, and how to breathe. So there are like 3 ways. I mean, you're going to start with like belly breathing, and then exhaling is going to be really like fast and kind of snappy. So you take a big belly breath in and then exhale, and then after a while you do like chest breathing and exhale, and then after a while you kind of combine the belly and chest breathing and then exhale quickly. There's also one part where you're supposed to hold your breath. I somehow skipped it, missed it, because I think I was just like zoning out. I didn't pay attention. I was not able to pay attention to when that happened, so I missed that part, but that's okay. So at first, we lie down in this big room. Everybody's really close to each other, like side by side, and then we get started with the breath work. And then people around me started reacting really quickly to it. So some people started laughing, some people started crying, some people started screaming a little bit. And I was just lying down there and trying to find this right way to breathe, and it was really difficult. So it feels almost like impossible to do it for full hour that we spent there. And at first I was like, there's no way I can do it the entire full hour. But then it started getting better. However, I didn't feel much. Like people around me were reacting really strongly, and I was still like, I don't know. I feel a little bit in my fingertips, but nothing like super crazy. Like a little bit of vibration in my fingertips, but that's about it. And then I kept trying to breathe. It got a little bit easier, and then my whole body started vibrating like crazy. So the vibration moved on to my feet, to my legs, to even my face, my nose, and my cheeks. Everything was like shaking like that. I could feel it. And then I started feeling my hands kind of cramping up. They just took this shape, and I wasn't able to like strengthen my fingers or make a fist or anything. It was just like frozen like that. And that for a moment was scary because I wasn't able to control my body. I was thinking, what's going on? It was like I was thinking in my head, I need to get out of this because I don't know what's going to happen. And then I tried to open my eyes, but then something kind of came to me and said, keep going, because that's what you're here for, right? You don't want to resist it. So I kept going. I closed my eyes again, and I kept breathing the way we're supposed to be breathing, and the vibration seemed like getting even stronger. It was really, really, really strong. It's kind of like when your arm or leg is falling asleep, and then but 10 times as intense. And so there were moments when I felt like I wasn't aware anymore of what was happening, and everything in front of my eyes went like completely white. It was white, and then I sort of came out of this, and I went back there. It's kind of like going back and forth between the really white place and then the place where I actually was, where there was like a loud music, and then other people around me making some noises. So it's kind of like going back and forth, but my body was the entire time, it was like vibrating really, really strongly. And so at one point we were supposed to hold our breath. That's what we were told when we started, that there's going to be a moment where he's going to ask us to hold our breath as long as we possibly can. And I heard him speaking, but I didn't hear what he was saying, so I missed that part. And I kept breathing the way we were supposed to breathe, like in the beginning, and it was easy. It got so much easier after a while, and it came naturally, like kind of deep inhale and quick exhale. So I kept doing that, and the vibration was really, really extremely strong. I've never felt this way before in my life. And so after a while, it was time to kind of wake up or like come out of this this session. And he told us to start moving our arms and legs and hands and feet, and I tried to do that and it was really hard. It was like really hard to move my hands, and then I started crying. Cried a little bit, nothing like too heavy or anything. Got a little teary, and then I realized I'm sweating a lot. So I was really sweating, and when we went in there at first, I was so cold. I was under this big blanket, but then I was sweating, and then I took off my shirt. I was just sitting there in my sports bra trying to get up. People were getting up, like sharing their experiences, and I was still there, like lying down, like shaking all over my body, just like vibrating like crazy. And then that actually went on for a while. I wanted to go use the bathroom, but I couldn't like walk straight. I was like really dizzy. And then eventually I got up and we went to eat, and I was also really, really hungry. Maybe that was like a little bit of it, but mostly it was the breath work for sure. And then I got up and, I was walking like this to the restaurant, and we had some food, and maybe like 20 minutes later, it kind of started to wear off and I started to feel like myself again. But it was really intense experience how my body reacted to it. And it's funny that it didn't start right away. It seemed to start way later than for everybody else. When everybody else was like screaming and crying already, I was just lying down there and thinking what's going on. So it was a fun, I don't know if fun is the right word, but it was an interesting experience for sure. I didn't get like any like memories or any like flashbacks or anything like from my past or anything like that, but just like physically it was hard. It was also scary to kind of realize that I am not in control. I am not a control freak anymore. I used to be in the past, but I think I'm pretty much over it. However, now it was difficult that I wasn't able to control my body. I wanted to, but I couldn't. So that was the scary part. And that was the breath work. Tomorrow there's going to be ayahuasca, and now I'm even thinking, okay, that was the breath work. What is ayahuasca is going to look like? Because it's going to probably be like twice as intense and twice as hard. So yeah, that was it. Definitely need some time to process it, but this was my first impression. And I'm going to keep you posted on how the ayahuasca goes tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a busy day with some workshops, with yoga in the morning, and then introduction to plant medicine, where we'll learn more about ayahuasca and how it works and what it does. And then in the evening we have the first ceremony, out of 4 ceremonies we have here. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, you can let me know, type them below, and I will answer them. Meanwhile, I'm gonna hang out here in Costa Rica and go to bed and wait for tomorrow's ceremony. It's gonna be exciting. I'm a little bit scared, but I'm also very excited. So yeah. All right, thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.